So, sorry, one more time now that we have a little bit louder.
Yes, so VooDoo Ranger has the VooDoo Lounge where you can relax, charge your phones. We'll be running a new party game in there as well.
Okay.
We'll be running a demo of a new game.
Okay, what's it called?
It's called Imagical.
Imagical. Fantastic.
Yes.
We're all down with party games.
Yeah, and we'll have actually some really great pinball machines in there. The coveted Godzilla machine from 2 years ago.
That's a good one.
I didn't really want to tell you all that because that's the best machine, I think. And I was going to hog it all weekend.
You know, I kind of feel I started playing the new D&D one.
Oh, the D&D
The
one's
D&D
good.
one's really cool, especially because you can keep leveling up your character.
Right. Well, nothing beats classic Jurassic Park from 1995, but
Yes.
you know, that's always going to be the best one.
That was actually the first pinball table that I've ever had a multi-ball on. Didn't know what was happening.
That's because that game is magical.
It's in fact, it's incredible.
You could say it's immagical, like the game that we're demoing in the VooDoo
See?
Lounge.
Full circle.
We went for it. So yeah, come check out the VooDoo Lounge. We'll also be sampling some free samples all weekend long. Today, 2 to 6 p.m. in the VooDoo Lounge, and from 12 to 4 tomorrow.
Fantastic.
And it is in 102B, so right around the corner in the community zone. There's also a walkway between the Tabletop Village. If you were to walk through, you'd walk right into the VooDoo Lounge right there.
Sneak through here, play some games, get some beer. What could be more fun?
Yeah, exactly. So my name is Dee. I am the field quality manager for the Central U.S. for New Belgium Brewing. And my job is really just to make sure that our beer is always cold, always fresh, always clean whenever you buy a beer. It's a good time.
That sounds like it's an honorable job.
Yeah.
So what are we tasting this morning?
Today we have one of our offerings. This is the VooDoo Ranger IPA. So this is one of 4 things that we're selling here at the Midwest Gaming Classic. This is the beer that started it all. So this is the original, the OG VooDoo Ranger. It's 7%. It's perfectly balanced, and it's just a beautiful beer.
7%. A little low for a VooDoo Ranger.
I mean, yeah, a little low.
I ate breakfast this morning expecting a 9.5. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, I just pour it into my cereal in the morning, and then that's usually like a good.
100%.
That's a good start.
With some Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Especially the Fruit Force in
Fruit Force, Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna pour this out here. I'll pour you a little bit too.
Okay.
So we are going to evaluate a beer like a panelist would evaluate a beer at New Belgium.
Okay.
So one of the things that we pride ourselves on is the quality of our beer. Before the beer ever leaves our brewery, it goes through so many checks. Quality, sensory, and we're making sure there are no off flavors, that all of the beer is true to brand.
Yeah.
And we have people and machines that do this. And the crazy thing is that the people on our sensory panel can actually detect off flavors like to a smaller amount than the machines can.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Humans are crazy beings. We got some really cool things we can do once we train our brains to detect certain flavors.
Right. Excellent. So what is the first step in tasting, sampling, discovering a beer?
The first step is we call the pinch and pinky hold, because you know you're not smashing beers out on the boat, out on the lake. We're in evaluation mode, so you got to stick your finger out as if you're really bougie. You know, this is I'm better than you. This is the pinky. Yeah.
Prost.
Yeah, prost. So now we're going to evaluate the beer, and we're going to look at visual cues. So we're looking at lacing, we're looking at foam, we're looking at color, and we love to use like different rock types or wood stains to talk about color. Okay. So what are you seeing here in terms of color?
I'm seeing like a goldenrod weedy type color to this one.
Yeah,
a little more I would say like gemstone look, like a topaz type gem.
Oh yeah, we love using gemstones for our color.
Yeah, that is real, especially now that we have the sun behind it.
Would you say maybe a goldenrod?
Goldenrod, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah. And we have plastic cups, so it's hard to see, but you can swirl it a little bit and see what we got going on for the foam and the lacing. It's kind of like a off-white foam, I would say. A little bit of
like
lacing.
An amber, little light amber type foam.
And if you were to pour this in a proper glass, it would have a really nice thick foam on it.
Now, is the lacing similar to legs on a glass of wine?
To what?
To a glass of wine being leggy?
Oh, that might be something. I think for us, it's the proteins.
It's a proteins?
So if it's a similar thing to proteins in wine, I am not
it's
wine
alcohol
nerd.
content.
But it's usually caused by if there's like wheat in a beer or oats. Those have those nice thick proteins that will then cause the beer to be really nice and foamy and have a thick creamy head on top.
Okay, excellent.
And the hop oils too. If it's very hopped, you'll have a nice head.
All right.
All right, so then after that, we are going to do the aromatic piece. This is actually you're about to drink it. I saw that.
For a brief moment, and then you said aromatic, and I realized that was nose.
You was about to smash it, I could tell. So aromatics are actually like 90% of what we perceive in a beer, but people don't know that. When they talk about flavor, they'll actually use all of the words that are actually aromatics.
Okay.
So when you say like a beer tastes really piney or malty or caramely, that's actually an aromatic because there are only 5 tastes that you can actually taste.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you have the sour, sweet, umami. Sour, sweet, umami. What's the last one? Bitter. Who got that? Is that you? Oh, someone. Nice. We got a beer person in the crowd. Yeah, sweet, sour, umami, salty, bitter. Yes.
Yep, those are the 5. And no matter what, whenever I'm running one of these for one of my distributors or at an account, every time I'll be like, okay, guys, there's only 5 tastes, and they'll still give me an aromatic.
I'm trying to figure out how come I can remember umami but didn't remember bitter.
It's just like savory.
Yeah, savory type of thing. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So now do we do like a cup over the hand and take in a good sniff?
Yeah.
of it?
So first we're gonna do what we call the drive-by sniff. So you're just doing like a little bit past your nose. What are you getting right off the bat?
Almost like a citrus zest.
Definitely. I'm getting grapefruit for sure.
Grapefruit. Yeah. Like not a sweet citrus, more that.
Right.
That type of, but just like the rind.
Yeah, like the bitter grapefruit.
Yeah,
and so those are going to always be your most volatile compounds that you get right away. Those are the things that when you crack the beer, you pour it, they're coming out of solution right away.
Okay.
So now we're going to do a couple of small sniffs, kind of like you're sniffing, like a dog sniffing the ground, and then like you're sniffing a rose. So followed by 2-second sniffs.
Got it.
Anything new coming out for you?
This sounds weird, but I want to say grass.
Yes, earthiness, grassiness, that's definitely something that you can experience in an IPA, for sure. That comes from the hops. All right, now we're going to do the cover, and we're going to swoosh it.
Okay.
And we're going to get some of these for 10 seconds. We're going to get some more of those. I kind of poured it a little too much here.
So we're sort of like
everywhere.
agitating it to get more gases out of the beer?
Exactly. We're going to get more of those volatile compounds out of solution here.
Look at how technical. It's volatile compounds out of solution.
This is what our sensory
and I'm
scientists
like, we're going to get the smells out of the beer.
Just shake it up and smell it. Ooh, I'm getting a little of stone fruit now.
Yeah, it's peach, nectarine type of aroma coming off of it now. That's weird.
And the crazy thing is there are no additions to this beer outside of like the classic 4 ingredients. We don't do any flavor infusion. So everything we're experiencing just comes from the hops that we're picking for these beers.
That is fantastic.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It's the best kind of IPA. All right, now we're going to do what's called a retronasal. So we're going to take a sip and we're going to blow it out through our mouth. And you're going
I think the last time I had a retronasal,
and you're
could walk right for a week.
We're going to experience the flavors of the beer when they're hitting the receptors in the back of your throat that actually do perceive aromas and smell.
Okay, so this is similar to trilling in wine.
Yes.
So like you sip it and you let it hit the back of your throat and then you exhale through your nose.
Yeah, but you keep your nose plugged at the end. Yep.
Okay.
This is where a little bit of that pine is coming through for me and some of the maltiness.
This sounds weird, but I felt it in my ears.
Hey, that's real. That's a thing.
Like my ears got cold.
You have so many sensory organs in the back of your throat, all the way in the back of your head.
I do get the piney. It's not really as pronounced as normally with IPAs on this one. You do have a pine flavor to it.
But it's not a West Coast. It's not going to hit you in the face with a pine
see, that's
tree.
the thing. Now, this is the thing that you educated us about last year. I normally am not an IPA guy.
Right.
I drink an IPA. I might as well be drinking a bottle of perfume.
Sure.
You did this tasting with us last year, and suddenly I'm like appreciating these fruit ones, the VooDoo Ranger, this sort of thing. So I discovered that I actually do like IPAs, just not West Coast.
Sure.
So
it actually took me working for New Belgium and enjoying a juicy haze for the first time. That's what we sampled last year. For me to realize, I don't hate all IPAs.
Yeah.
I was always an amber or like a double or a triple person.
Yeah, my wife can attest. I like beer you can't see through.
Okay.
So.
I love that. So you're drinking quads and doubles.
Oh yeah, that's when we'll go to one of the first things I do is I'll hold it up to the light just to see how much gets through. But you last year, like I said, you really opened up my eyes, and now the VooDoo Rangers is a standard purchase for me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we converted you. I love to hear that.
Yes, you did. All right, so after we've done that with the retro nasal, so plug the nose, got that piney flavor that kind of like circled the back of my throat. Is there anything else that's going to be pulled from that?
Usually you're just going to get more of you're going to get deeper into the beer. So we were experiencing all of the volatile things, and now we're actually getting more of what people perceive as taste.
Okay.
So excellent. Now we can take a sip.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. Is there anything else special I'm supposed to be doing while sipping?
Just keep your pinky out.
Keep your pinky out, all right.
So now we're going to talk about taste, and there are 5 tastes. Which ones are we getting here? I definitely get bitter.
Get a little bitter. I do get a little sweet.
Definitely
a little bit of sweet. At the end, I do get a little bit of bitterness, and I guess I'll go like almost like a dryness.
Yeah, so that's actually the next thing we'll talk about, which is mouthfeel.
Oh, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Yeah, no, that's okay. So mouthfeel is just how the beer leaves your mouth feeling after you take a sip. So this one does have a slight drying aspect to it, and a lot of that is because of the hopping.
Okay, and then now I'm getting, this sounds weird, but again, I'm getting that piney flavor in my mouth again, shortly after the sip. But no, it doesn't have that, this one definitely doesn't have that sharpness to it. And normally, like when the West Coast IPAs, you get that you don't have any hops floating around in this, which is great.
Yeah, you can see right through it. Yep. It's nice and clear. That was the other thing for visual. It's
not
the
cloudy.
clarity. We're looking for clarity. So
real clear.
That just tells us that there's probably not wheat or oats, and that we're not like double dry hopping this beer because it would be a little bit cloudy from those hop oils.
Okay.
So that's how you know this is just going to be like your medium to light bodied IPA. It's not going to have too much of that bitter hop to it, and it's not going to be really thick in mouthfeel either. Yeah,
that is now getting into mouthfeel. It's not as of IPAs that I've had that are not of this style astringent.
Yeah.
That's like sometimes you drink an IPA and you're like,
and it just pulls all the moisture out of your mouth.
Yeah.
So this one won't do that. You get a slight drying effect, but nothing compared to some of the very hoppy West Coast.
No, not at all. All right, so we did that sip, and now you said we're doing mouthfeel.
Yeah, so mouthfeel, we look at body. So is it light, medium, heavy? You can kind of say light to medium, medium to heavy.
Yeah, I would say light to medium.
Light to medium?
Yeah, not really.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we're talking about, again, is it slick, is it oily, is it astringent, drying? Like, how does it make your mouth feel after you take a sip?
A little bit of the astringency, a little bit of dryness at the end, but it's juicy. It makes my mouth, I get a little bit of that salivation kicked in afterwards. Yeah. It's not like, when you have like a really dry wine, it kind of just like, or you bite into, one description I give, you ever bite into a walnut shell, inside and how it's just kind of like the tannins just all that out there. It's not there. This is very, I know it's refreshing isn't a word for it, but
it is.
It keeps your mouth moist. It doesn't have that drying effect, or you're willing to have another sip. You don't have to, like some of them, you have to wait and gear yourself up for another sip later on.
Yeah, and as you're coming back for more. That's the whole point, right?
Oh yeah.
I find too that it has like a medium carbonation, so it does cut through if you're eating like some greasy food, burger, fries, whatever. This would pair really well to cut through some of that grease.
Real small bubbles on this, like you said.
Yeah, really. Well, we're also in plastic glassware right now. True. If we were in a proper glass and I could pour you a beautiful IPA pour, it would look a little different.
I know, that's all right though. We get what we can here. It's fantastic.
We can only do so much with a plastic glass, right? Yeah, so that is, those are the steps. There's a couple other in there, but I made it a little bit simpler for us. But this is the idea of how our sensory teams are analyzing a beer. They actually do visual last. because the idea is that the beer's color, like you just said, you look through it first to see what kind of beer it is. That gives you a false perception of what that beer is going to be.
Okay.
Because you're like, okay, I'm looking at it, it's dark. Oh, it's going to be a dark beer. If you're not someone who likes dark beer, you might be expecting that.
Okay.
And it'll alter like what you
no
think about that beer.
presuppositions on the beer.
Exactly.
Okay.
So they actually, you can't wear perfume in there. They keep the lights really low, and you can't see the beer when you're doing all of this. They do visual afterwards.
So do they have like opaque glasses and that sort of thing that they would use?
I think they just close their eyes. Like I think they literally just have their beers and they don't see them. They have them behind something and they grab it.
Oh.
And they write they put it back. They write everything down and then they remove it and they do the visual.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's great. A lot of going into making a good glass of beer.
Oh yeah, and to join the sensory team is actually not an easy feat. These are statistically validated people who have reproducible results. Like they can consistently show that yes, I can detect X, Y, Z times 100.
Do you have any super tasters?
I'm sure we do. Lauren Salazar is a super taster. She's the one who created the program, and she runs our entire foeder forest, which is like our sour aging program. All the big foeders.
Nice.
Where you age beer and sour beer.
Excellent.
Yeah, so she created the program and it's just taken off, and they are our best defense against any sort of off flavor or even like, hey, this VooDoo Ranger doesn't taste quite on brand. And so they can detect that.
Well, and that's how you keep up your brand. People know that they grab themselves a VooDoo Ranger IPA. They're getting the same thing they had last time. There's no surprise.
Exactly.
It's going to taste different this time.
Right. We want the VooDoo Ranger to taste the same every single time, no matter what.
So here's a question for you. Out of the VooDoo Ranger line, what is your number one favorite?
1985 Mango IPA. It is so good.
Literally no hesitation.
No hesitation. That is the best VooDoo that we make.
Mango IPA.
So good. It's on tap year round now. It used to be a summer seasonal, but now actually a lot of bars in Milwaukee are putting it on tap, and that is a year round offering.
See, I've leaned towards the Tropic Force.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Myself, when I disappear when we go grocery shopping and come back with a bag and, it's got a couple of those.
Gotta have some Tropic Force.
Yeah,
if you like that, you'll love 1985. It's very mango-y and juicy. So think of like the Juicy Haze we tried, but add mango into it.
Ooh, that does sound good.
It's so good.
We'll have to search this out. Go on Untapped and see if there's a place around here that has it on tap.
Go on Untapped, find some 1985. It's such a good beer. Yeah.
So what else you got for us? Any other interesting tidbits about this beer? Any weird trivia about it?
Well, VooDoo Ranger is the #1 draft brand for IPAs in the country.
Okay.
Which is really crazy. It's actually its brother beer, Juicy Haze, is #1.
Okay.
And in package, Imperial is one of our #1 package products. So VooDoo Ranger is just taking over the nation. Everybody loves it.
Fantastic. Well, I mean, a good can of beer, a good glass of beer is a good glass of beer if people like it. And you're changing people's perceptions on it also. So
we bring a lot of people into the category that think they don't like IPAs. And then they try it and they're like, oh, okay, I actually like this IPA. It's really juicy, it's not super bitter, it's not really drying, and it pairs well with anything.
Right. Well, I mean, it's like, this is going to sound goofy, but it's like chicken. I don't like chicken. Well, how did they cook it? I don't like IPAs. Well, how did they make it?
Right.
So, and I discovered I love IPAs now, but only from them. So.
Yeah, I mean, there's one out there for everybody. And we also created a new product called Hard Charge Tea, and it does have the VooDoo character on it.
I have had Hard Charge Tea.
We are selling that this weekend. We sold out in day 1 here last year. It was insanity. Everyone wanted Hard Charge Tea, so we ordered more this year. Don't worry, everyone. If you're drinking Hard Charge Tea, we quadrupled our order.
If they wanted a Hard Charge Tea, now that we have a totally new crowd over here, where would they go for that?
Yeah, so we will be running samplings in the VooDoo Lounge all weekend. Today from 2 to 6 p.m. You can come in. We got some free swag. And then from 12 to 4 tomorrow, we've got some pinball games in there, and we're demoing a new party game called Imagical. So you can come play a round of that. And then we are selling at 4 different bars. So we've got all the bars have our product everywhere. We got 2 upstairs, and Derek, is it 2 downstairs, 2 upstairs for our bars? Yeah, something like that. Yeah, we got four bars. They got your bases covered for your IPAs and your teas, which I have had. Yeah. I bought the sampler pack. Did you like it? I did. What was your favorite flavor? Mine's peach. I love the peach one. The peach one was really good. I actually do like peach tea.
I had that one actually, peach tea and peach lemonade. That was probably my favorite. But I was smoking meat at the time, so I had all of them over a
Did you say smoking weed or smoking meat?
Meat.
Okay, I thought you said I was smoking weed, so I drank them all.
I was smoking meat, so I drank them all.
Got it.
Do you know how hard it is to light a summer sausage?
Yeah, that's true. You were just getting real thirsty, smoking some meats. So you tried
Smoking some
all,
meats.
Tried all of them. Okay.
My neighbor's like, I think you're doing that wrong. I'm like, shut up.
That's what we call smoking meat in my house. Oh, that's great.
Dee, thank you very much for coming on up here. And now that we have a crowd out here, what else do you have for them?
I got some swag for you all, so I'll be walking around. If you see me, I got my bright jacket. I'll be around all weekend, and I usually have some swag on me, and I'm going to come on through and hand some out to people.
Who likes VooDoo Ranger swag? Yeah! Who likes VooDoo Ranger beer? Yeah! All right, well, this is Dee. She's come up to give us this taste. We have the classic, the original VooDoo Ranger IPA that we just did a tasting of. If you'd like to sample some of it, that way around the corner,
102B.
102B. Follow the smell of the beer and pinball.
And if right now anyone can tell me what the 5 core tastes are, I'll give you this Funko Pop. Just yell them out. Who knows the 5 tastes?
5 tastes. What are the 5 tastes?
What are the 5 tastes?
Grade school, come on. Who said mango? Mango is not one of the 5 tastes.
Who knows the 5 tastes? Anybody?
5 tastes.
The 5 main tastes when you're tasting
Okay, give us one.
Beer.
Sour.
Taste one. Look, that's the 5 senses.
Bitter, sweet, salt, umami, and
Bitter, sweet, salt, umami,
Oh, yeah.
sour. There you go. Let's
All
make
right.
ourselves.
We got a beer nerd in the crowd. Let's go. Congratulations. You got a Juice Force Funko Pop. We do sell those, and Funko Pop does sell them as well if you want to get a VooDoo Ranger little action figure guy.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, Dee, thanks for coming out
Of
here.
course. Thank
It's been
you
a
for
pleasure
having me.
again. Should make this a thing every year.
Let's do it again next year. We'll try a different beer.
Fantastic.
I'm here for it.
All right, everybody, remember VooDoo Ranger Lounge right around there, 102. Follow the sound of pinball and the smell of beer. Free swag, all sorts of cool stuff. We've got some swag for you up here right now also. Dee, VooDoo Ranger, thank you very much for being up here.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Have a great time, guys. Excellent.